Hi there, welcome to my channel. Today we are starting out with the BFF household, and today we are going to be starting a new series telling Summer Holiday's story. Summer Holiday is going to live out the city native aspiration, but obviously at the moment, as she is living in a fairly basic suburban house in Willow Creek, that is going to mean quite a few changes for her. So for this first part, we'll be following her story to see what it is that brings her from Willow Creek to San Myshuno. Summer Holiday is an active sim, and as such she does enjoy physical activities such as jogging around the block of their lovely home of Willow Creek. Summer shares a home with her two friends, Liberty Lee and Travis Scott. The three of them have been friends for quite a long time. They all went to university together and decided that, with the property market being as it is, they would pool their funds together and buy this shotgun house in Willow Creek. Summer is at level 2 of the caterer career, and she has an ambition to be friend of the world. Summer is an outgoing and cheerful sim, so this was a natural fit for her. Summer lives a pleasant and quite simple life. She does hide one small secret though, which is that she has a little bit of a crush on Travis. And what she perhaps doesn't realise is that Liberty Lee also feels the same way, in that Liberty also has a little crush on Travis. Summer always considered her feelings for Travis to be an opposites attract situation, with her being a friendly, creative type, and him being more the sort of scientific, geeky type. Liberty Lee sees her feelings for Travis as being more that they are both geeky and both have similar interests and have so much in common. As Summer sat playing video games on the computer in Travis's bedroom, Travis and Liberty were enjoying a geeky chat that seemed to take a little bit of a turn, not that Summer noticed, being on the other side of a wall. Summer typically cooked the meals for the group. As she was in the culinary career, it was in her favour to get in good practice cooking dishes. She did genuinely have a passion for cooking, but was still fairly novice at it, which is why the meal that she rustled up for them that particular day was franken beans, not a particularly imaginative or challenging dish. But learning new dishes was something Summer always thought she would be able to do at another time. As her friends were working away on their computers, completing their tasks for their aspirations, Summer decided she should work on some of the tasks for her aspiration. And when she saw a sim passing outside her house, she decided to go out and introduce herself to him. After all, one of the tasks of her Friend of the World aspiration was to introduce herself to 10 new sims. Summer eagerly approached Daryl Charm to introduce herself, and, well, that's really nice. Instantly unattracted. Thanks very much, Daryl. Summer wasn't attracted to you either. Miserable fake Pete Wentz look-alike wannabe. When Summer realised that even sharing her funny memes on her phone with Daryl wasn't enough to bring him around to be civil, she decided to just end the conversation there. After all, the point of her aspiration was just to meet 10 new Sims. She didn't actually have to befriend all of them, thankfully. Summer loved music and she loved to dance, and for some reason the sound system in Liberty's room was always so much better than her own. So while Liberty and Travis were chatting away about something geeky in the next room, Summer took the opportunity to enjoy Liberty's sound system and have herself a little dance. In her own room, Summer had a treadmill, and as an active sim she liked to make good use of it. And as Liberty and Travis were in the other room chatting away about something, Summer took the opportunity to get a little exercise in. The next morning, Summer ate breakfast alone. That wasn't too unusual. Her and her roommates worked different jobs and sometimes worked different shifts. She often saw Travis and Liberty eating a meal together, but it never seemed to work out that they ate a meal at the same time as her. Strangely enough that day, a welcome wagon turned up at the BFF household, despite the fact that the BFF household have lived in Willow Creek longer than the neighbours who came to visit them. However, it was free fruitcake, and obviously every member of the BFF household liked fruitcake, since they were always the ones bringing the fruitcake to everyone else and complaining, saying it was a family heirloom recipe. Surely every member of the BFF household, therefore, must like fruitcake.
Boomer, Samsomog, Bungie.
After their visitors had left, Summer went onto her treadmill again to get in her exercise for that day. And again, Travis and Liberty were in another room having a conversation together, one that very much didn't involve Summer. After her exercise, Summer went for a little nap. Summer weather was quite exhausting, and it was her day off, so she thought she would be okay to have a little nap and just leave Liberty and Travis in the other room having their little conversation that didn't involve her. As Summer slept, Travis and Liberty continued their conversation, and it continued in a certain tone that maybe changed the nature of the relationship between Liberty and Travis. In fact, as Summer slept, things were changing at quite a rapid pace between Liberty and Travis, changing in a way that meant they may never be the same again. It seemed that Liberty Lee and Travis Scott were more than just BFFs. Feeling a little awkward about this development, Summer felt that the best thing for her to do was to make a change. The best thing for her to do was to move out. She wasn't sure where to go, but in the heat of the moment and in her panic, she figured she would move closer to her place of work. At least that would save her time on her commute. She thought about a place she had heard about, a place where one of her colleagues, one of her fellow Sims in the catering career, lived. San Myshuno City. More specifically, the Culpeper Apartments. They maybe weren't the most glamorous place to live, but it was somewhere she could move to quickly and somewhere within her budget. Once she had settled into her new home, Summer began preparing a meal, her first meal in her new home. And as she was going to be living in the city, Summer decided it was time for a change in aspiration. Instead of aiming to be the friend of the world, Summer set out to be a city native. The next morning, Summer was ready to start her first full day in her new home in San Myshuno. She had work that day, but... And apparently this is the uniform the game has randomly assigned for the job that Summer does, which is what looks like a space helmet and some zip-up leather gloves. Okay. That's one of the worst things about adding extra packs onto your game. Some of the randomly generated uniforms and clothing options it comes up with are kinda out there. Whilst at work, Summer got a call from Travis, asking her if he should go on a date with Grace and Nancy. Summer thought that when she had left the BFF household, Travis and Liberty were becoming a couple, but apparently not. So she told him what she thought was the correct thing, and that was that he should not go on a date with Grace and Nancy. After all, Liberty Lee was still Summer's friend, and it felt like a betrayal of her friendship with Liberty to tell Travis to go on a date with someone else. After a stressful day at work and a stressful call from Travis, Summer was relaxing in the shower when she got an unexpected phone call from Daryl Charm. She didn't think she had really made a good impression on him, but he was asking her along to the Humour and Hijinks Festival, and as that was happening right on her doorstep, she thought she might as well go along, and it would also allow her to check off some of the first few steps of her new city native aspiration, and so she said yes. After joining the jokesters with Daryl, Summer headed off to a food stand on the city street to order herself some food, which allowed her to check off one part of her aspiration, which was to order food from food stalls 3 times. Another part of Summer's city native aspiration was to introduce herself to Sims in 3 different neighbourhoods, each of the neighbourhoods in San Myshuno, and so she started that off by introducing herself to Diego Lobo, who happened to be sitting at the same table as her. Summer met Victor Feng and found him to be quite boring, but she also met Penny Pizzazz, who took delight in mocking Victor Feng, and she and Summer became fast friends. The third aspect of this stage of Summer's city native aspiration was to give an apartment key to a friend. She didn't feel close enough to anyone in the city yet to consider any of them a friend she would give a key to, so that was something she figured she would work on once she had completed the other two parts, ordering food from food stalls 3 times and introducing herself to Sims in each of the different neighbourhoods of San Myshuno. With some headway made on the first part of her aspiration, Summer headed home for the evening. And I think that's where we'll end part 1 of Summer's story. We'll pick up again next time and continue completing the city native aspiration with Summer. Thanks again so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Oh, screw you, Travis.